Welcome. Start by finding a comfortable seat. May that be on your bolster, a chair, a blanket, or on the floor. Placing one hand onto your belly, one hand onto your heart. Allowing your eyes to gently close, or maybe allowing your gaze to come onto the floor. Shifting your awareness inwards. Noticing your breath. Noticing your inhalation, your exhalation. Notice the sensations of your breath. Maybe you can sense your belly rising as you breathe in, your belly chest lower as you breathe out. Staying present with your breath, with the sensations of your breath for a couple of breaths more. With your next exhalation, allow your hands to come onto your thighs. With your next inhalation, lift your shoulders towards your ears. Start circling your shoulders. Maybe including your arms as well. Let the movement become bigger and bigger. Finding space here. Let your head drop onto one shoulder, gently circling over to the other side. Circling your head from side to side, and if you find a place where it feels comfortable, feel free to stay there, spending a bit of time there. Otherwise, gently let your head come back to center, coming into an all fours tabletop position. If you've used any props, let the props come to the outside of the mat, coming onto your hands and knees. Grounding hands and knees into the mat, into the floor. As you inhale, start to arch in your back, maybe bending your elbows. Exhale, pushing the ground away from you. Inhale, swaying. Exhale, arching your back. Take it as far as feels comfortable in your body, honoring your body's boundaries, needs, doing only what feels good here and now. Gently coming back into a tabletop position, swaying your head over your right shoulder, over your left shoulder, coming into a funky cat. Coming back into a tabletop position, find your neutral spine. And then start tilting your pelvis. See if you can let your tailbone lift up, tucking your tailbone. Coming back into a neutral spine, hugging your baby in. With your next inhalation, bend your elbows, let your upper body move towards the floor, pushing your hips towards your heels. Exhale, rounding your spine, shifting forward. Inhale, bending elbows, pushing back. Exhale, rounding, pushing forward. Inhalation, lowering. Exhalation, rounding your spine, moving all the way back. Inhale. Exhale. Gently coming back into your stable tabletop position, hugging baby in, shifting direction as you exhale, rounding, pushing back. Inhalation, moving forward. Exhale, pushing backwards. Inhale, sweeping forward. Exhalation, rounding. Inhalation, sweeping your body forward. Staying true to your breath, to your own rhythm, as you move here into sweeping cat. turning back into your tabletop, allowing your body to, for a brief moment, move freely. Slowly finding your way back into a stable tabletop position, hugging your baby in. As you exhale, extend your right leg back, long spine, lifting your leg free from the ground. Inhale, bending your knee in towards yourself. Exhale, lifting it out. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lifting it out to the side. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift it out to the side. Inhale, lower. Exhale, out to the side. This time, kick your leg out, lowering your foot onto the mat, onto the floor. Grounding your foot into the mat, into the floor. As you inhale, extend your right arm in front of you and up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bend your elbow, place your hand behind your head. Stay here for an inhalation. Exhale, let your right elbow move towards the left elbow. Inhale, opening your elbow up towards the ceiling. Exhale, elbow to elbow. Inhale, opening. Exhale, elbow to elbow. Inhale, opening, finding space. Exhale, elbow to elbow. Inhale, opening. This time, extend your arm back up towards the ceiling, finding space. Exhale, lower right hand in between the left hand and left knee. Inhale, opening. Exhale, lowering. Inhale, opening into full thread the needle. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, lowering. Inhale, lifting. As you exhale, lower your right hand back onto the mat, onto the floor. Inhale, lift your right leg free from the mat, bending your knee, placing your knee back onto the mat, onto the floor. Allowing your hips to circle, maybe your shoulders to circle. Taking a moment of free movement. Breathing here, staying true to your own breath, your own rhythm. And if at any time you feel like staying in a pose or spending a bit more time, feel free to pause the video. Coming back into a stable tabletop position. Exhale, extend your left leg back, lifting it free from the mat. As you inhale, bend your knee in towards yourself. Exhale, lifting it out to the side. Lowering your knee as you inhale. Exhale, lifting your knee out to the side. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift it out to the side. Inhale, lowering it. Exhale, lift it out to the side. Extend your leg out, lowering your foot onto the mat, onto the floor. As you inhale, lift your arm up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bend your elbow, place your hand behind your head. Lowering elbow towards elbow as you exhale. Inhale, open. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lowering your elbow. Inhale, lifting your elbow up towards the ceiling. Exhale, lowering elbow to elbow. Inhale, lifting your elbow up, extending your arm up towards the ceiling. Exhale, lower left arm in between right hand, right knee. Inhale, lifting your arm up towards the ceiling. Exhale, lowering. Inhale, lifting, finding space. Exhale, lowering. Inhale, lifting your arm up. Exhale, lower. Thread the needle. Inhale, lifting up, finding space here. As you exhale, lower your left hand onto the mat, onto the floor. Inhale, lift your left leg free from the mat, bending your knee, lowering your knee onto the mat, onto the floor. Taking a breath here in your tabletop position. This time, maybe circling your shoulders around your knees, or maybe even finding figure eights. Can you circle your hips and shoulders to make a figure eight? And then gently switching up directions, take it on to the other side. Grab 2 blocks, place them to the outside of your hands, and then gently step your right leg forward in between your hands. Place your hands onto the floor, the blocks, low level, high level. And as you inhale, start shifting your hips, your weight forward. Exhale, shifting your hips back, extending your front leg. Inhale, shifting forward. Exhale, shifting back. Inhalation, shifting forward. Exhale, extending front leg, feeling a stretch in the back of your leg. Moving with your breath as you shift forward and back. Let your exhalation bring you back into a low lunge. Inhale, lifting your upper body and your arms up towards the ceiling, finding length in your spine. Let your tailbone tip towards the floor, tucking your tailbone so that you get a stretch in your left psoas. Either stay here or as you exhale, bend your upper body over towards the right side. Let your right hand come onto your right hip. Stay here for a couple of breaths, breathing into the left side of your hips, into your left psoas muscle. Inhale, bringing both of your arms back up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, gently place your hands back onto the mat, onto the floor, stepping your right leg all the way back, taking a pause here, either cat and cowing or allowing your body to move freely. Slowly coming back into your tabletop, and as you inhale, step your left foot forward in between both of your hands. Place your hands onto the floor or onto the blocks, low, medium or high level. As you inhale, shifting your weight forward. Exhale, let your hips move back. Inhale, shifting your weight forward. Exhale, moving back. Following your breath as you shift your weight forward and back, extending your front leg, finding a stretch in the back of your front leg, or finding a stretch in the front of your thigh in your back leg. Coming into low lunge, as you inhale, lift your upper body, your arms up towards the ceiling, tucking your tailbone, finding that length in your right psoas muscle, really sensing into that stretch, either staying here or left hand onto left hip, bending over towards the left to find even a deeper stretch in your right psoas muscle. Breathing wherever you are, staying connected to your breath, to yourself. Inhale, lifting your upper body, your arm all the way back up. Exhale, lower hands onto the mat. Let the left leg come all the way back, coming back into a tabletop position. Finding your neutral spine in tabletop, tucking your toes. And on your next exhalation, lift your knees free from the mat, lifting your hips, sit bones high up towards the ceiling, coming into downward facing dog. It's the first time we're in down dog, so maybe start walking your dog, lifting one heel and then the other, finding length both in your spine but also in the back of your legs, finding stillness in your down dog. Let your hands be grounded, your feet be grounded into the mat, into the floor. As you exhale, lower one forearm at a time onto the mat, onto the floor, coming into a dolphin pose. Breathing here, taking long, slow breaths. See if you can let your head be in line with the rest of your spine. Breathing here. Allowing your hips to stay high. Your spine to stay long. One last breath here. Exhale, lower your knees onto the mat, onto the floor. Lift your upper body up, coming into a kneeling position, reconnecting to your breath. And then slowly lowering your hands onto the mat, onto the floor, lifting all the way back up into your downward facing dog. Maybe stay here, or maybe start walking your hands towards your feet, placing your hands onto your thighs and then pushing with your arms, helping yourself coming back up into a standing position, into Tadasana, mountain pose. Inhale, lift your arms high up towards the ceiling, As you exhale, move into a chair pose, extending your arms backwards. Inhale, extending knees, coming back up. Exhale, bending knees, chair pose. Inhale, extend arm and knees up. Exhale, coming into chair pose. Inhale, lift arms up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bending your knees, chair pose. Inhale, extend knees, lift arms up towards ceiling. Exhale, chair pose. Staying in chair pose for a few breaths, and let your thighs and glutes work here. Inhale, lift your arms up towards the ceiling, extend your knees. Exhale, hands to heart, prayer pose. We're going to repeat the sequence of chair pose and Tadasana again, but this time with a block. Grab a block, place it in between your thighs so that your feet are somewhat hip distance apart. Squeeze the block, have a sense of your inner thighs really engaging against the block, lifting your arms up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, bend your knees, coming back into that chair pose with your arms pointing back. Inhale, extend your knees, lift your arms up towards the ceiling. Exhale, chair pose. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, chair. Inhale, Tadasana. Exhale, squeeze that block, really sensing that engagement. Inhale, extending. Exhale, bend your knees. Staying here in your chair pose. Keep your thighs, your inner thighs especially, engaged as you stay here, allowing your breath to move freely in and out without constriction, without holding your breath. Inhale, extend your knees, lift your arms up towards the ceiling and let the block come to the outside. We're going to repeat the sequence one more time. This time, grab a belt. Let the belt come into a loop and then place the belt around your thighs. Again, make sure that your legs are somewhat hip width apart. And where before we were squeezing your legs in, this time have that sense of pushing your legs out against the belt. Lifting your arms up as you inhale. Exhale, chair pose, pushing your knees out and into the belt. Inhale, extend knees, lift arms up. Exhale, bend knees, chair pose. Inhale, extend knees. Exhale, bending your knees, chair pose. Inhale, Tadasana. Exhale, chair pose. Engaging your thighs. Inhale, extend your knees. Exhale. Breathing here. Staying true to your own breath. And on your next exhalation, stay in your chair pose. Push your legs out into the belt. Have that sense of your outer thighs being engaged, of your glutes being engaged, of all of your legs working. As you inhale, lift your arms all the way back up, extend your knees, and then gently let the belt come to the outside of the mat. Let your feet be wider than hip width and start circling your hips. Really finding some gentle, comforting movement with your hips. Maybe even let your hips move in a figure 8 if that feels comfortable, if that feels accessible to you. And if you do move in figure 8, do remember to switch directions, allowing the hips to also move the opposite direction. Grab a block and place the block in front of you. Step your right toes, forefoot, onto the block, finding a stretch through the back of your leg, especially through your calves. Breathing here into the back side of your right leg. Lean as much into the block as feels comfortable. Maybe even take this to the wall if it feels more comfortable, so that your hands can rest against the wall. And then gently let your right foot come off. Let your left foot come onto the block. And then start leaning onto that left leg, left foot. Finding that gentle stretch on the back of your left leg, on the left calves. hamstrings, really sensing the length through the back of your leg, breathing here, staying connected to your breath. Step your left foot off the block and let the block come to the outside of the mat. Let your feet be hip-width apart. As you inhale, lift your arms high up towards the ceiling. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, let your arms lift up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, bend your elbows, bend your knees, round your spine, let your elbows move in towards each other. Inhale, open your elbows out to the side. Exhale, rounding your spine, elbows in towards each other. Inhale, open. Exhale, rounding. Doing a standing cat and cow with cactus arms. On your next inhalation, let your arms move out to the side. Extend your knees, stretching your arms up towards the ceiling, finding length. Exhale, hands to heart, prayer pose. Coming to the back of your mat. Inhale, hands towards the ceiling. Exhale, folding forward, placing your hands onto the mat and then walking them forward, coming into a downward facing dog. Taking a breath here in your downward facing dog. Lowering one forearm at a time onto the mat, onto the floor, coming back into your dolphin pose. Let your sit bones lift high up towards the ceiling. Let there be length in your spine. Breathing, staying connected to your breath, to yourself. As you exhale, lower your knees onto the mat, onto the floor, lifting your upper body all the way up, coming back into that kneeling position, breathing here. Reconnecting to your breath. And then slowly let your lower legs move out to the side so that you can come into almost a mermaid position as you lower your hips onto the mat, onto the floor. Coming into a seated position, placing your hands behind your back, maybe onto the floor, maybe onto blocks. Finding length in your spine, and then gently allow your feet to move from side to side, almost like windshield wipers. And notice how moving your feet from side to side actually moves your entire leg. And then slowly stepping one foot at a time in towards your buttocks, in towards your bum, placing your right foot on top of your left thigh, pushing your right knee away from your upper body, finding a gentle seated pigeon pose here, opening your glutes, breathing in this gentle stretch. Stepping your right foot back onto the mat, lifting your left foot on top of your right thigh, pushing that left thigh away from yourself, maybe even using your hand to help. Finding that opening on your left side, that gentle stretch. Let your left leg come back onto the mat, onto the floor, finding back into a seated position, may that be on a prop, on a bolster, blanket, or on the floor. Coming back to placing one hand onto your belly, one hand onto your heart. Reconnecting to your breath. Like we started, we're going to end. Become fully aware of your breath, the sensation of your inhalation, of your exhalation. Feel free to stay a bit longer in this meditation. Otherwise, thank you for practicing with me today.